Hi, everybody. The panic switch in my life was when I went from being an irresponsible guy to having kids. And so it reminded me of this story, and I'll tell it, and there's a panic switch in the middle of the story. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning on a Friday night going to Saturday morning. I was in this endless poker game. And the whole time I'm playing, I'm going, there's something I got to do tomorrow. And I just couldn't remember what it was. Next thing I know, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I wake up in my bed. My wife has invaded my bedroom with a group of other women who are carrying boxes out. And my wife starts barking a couple commands at me, and I don't know what she's talking about. And then there's war whoops, and they all fade in the distance. And the dust settles, and I look up, and my 4-year-old daughter is wearing leotards, and she's on my bed. And she turns to me, and she goes, "Hurry up, Daddy, we have tippy tap." And I said, "Oh, God, tippy tap." See, tippy tap was this dance class she just started, and I had never been there. And my wife was going to be at yard sales or consignment sales all day long, so I have my daughter. So I said, "Sammy, let me just get a shower, get dressed, get something to eat, and we'll be cool." And she goes, "We don't have time for that. We got to go now." And I go, have you eaten?" "Yes." You know, she probably had a box of Captain Crunch, but she's all wound up. And so I just roll out of bed. I put some slippers on my feet, and I just, no shower, nothing. I stagger down the steps. Now, I don't drink coffee, so I reach in the fridge for some caffeine, and I grab a soda for the road. I'm driving to Tippy Tap, take a big swig of the soda, which was a bad mistake because it turned out to be a beer. So I spit that all over the windshield, which is perfect Tippy Tap class breath. The children and youth services will be waiting for me when I arrive. Now, I pull up outside the dance studio, and of course I'm taking directions from my daughter. I pull outside the dance studio, and my parents never went to a practice of anything. I mean, it was lucky to get them to the game. Practice, you know, it's Albert Iverson. Practice, no way. So I pull up and I go, "Okay, going out, I'll pick you up in an hour." She's like, "I'm 4. So I had to park the car, and I got to go in. And I go in, and I go into this dance studio, and there are 29 girls in leotards doing this ballet thing in front of these 2 big doors before they go in. And they're there, and my daughter joins them, and then the doors open up, and they all go in this thing, and then the doors close. There are 2 long benches filled with 29 mothers. And 1 empty seat, and I go sit down among the moms, and I'm sitting there, and I haven't shaved, I haven't showered, and I'm sitting there, and then all the moms slide away from me on the bench. And I'm sitting there, and I turn to one of the moms, and I go, where do we watch them? And they go, oh no. One of the moms goes, "Madame Lesarge does not want us distracting the dancers." So I said, "So they can't see us, and we can't see them?" They said, "No." So I'm thinking Madame Lesarge is plopped in a DVD, is sitting in a chair, rubbing her aching corns, and lit up a cigarette because, you know, we don't know what she's doing back there, but I don't care. This is my chance to get some caffeine. So I run down the street to a Burger King. I run into the Burger King. I run in, I go, "Look, I need a Big Coke. Could I have a Big Coke, please?" And the guy goes, "Hash browns with that?" I go, "No, I don't want any hash browns, just a Big Coke." He comes out to give me the Coke. I reach in for my wallet, and there's no money in there at all. My wife has rated it for every cent I have, so no caffeine. This is the panic switch. I go back to the class. Now, I go back, and outside the class, I now hear this sound. It's like, and I don't know what the hell that is. It's, I get there. There are 29 girls in front of this big door thing tap dancing. They're all tapping. It's tippy tap. Now, to this, my wife always said men can't multitask. This blows my mind that they are trying to teach in an hour 2 entirely different dance disciplines to these little girls. First it's ballet, now it's tap dancing. And the problem is the 29 girls are all tapped in. And see, I raised 2 sons subsequently. I never took my sons to a basketball practice. In the middle of it, they go, "Okay, put on your hockey skates." No, guys, it's one thing at a time. So anyway, I'm there, and they're all doing the tap dancing, and I'm looking around for my daughter, and she's sitting by all the moms, and she's holding up her shoes. "Daddy, my shoes!" And I go, "Oh, God." And I had to run over there, and the girls are tapping, and the pressure's on, because not only the tapping, they start this chant like tippy tap, tippy tap. And so it's building, and I'm trying to get the shoes to put on my daughter's foot, and she's going, no, the buckle, undo the buckle. The buckle is this big. There's no way I can undo the buckle, so I just start shoving it on her foot. Like I'm shodding a horse, I'm like jamming it on there. Now, my daughter knows she has an audience, so she goes, Daddy, you're hurting me, which is really, in front of all these moms, and now but fortunately I get the shoe on her, and then she limps her way into class. Kidding, she went to class, she goes to class. At the end of the day, after class, she was happy as a clam. She tap danced the rest of the day. I couldn't get the shoes off her, but she tap danced the rest of the day, and the thing about it is this. That was a while ago, just like the last story, years past. This is years past. My daughter's home for the weekend from college, typical weekend. She's out with her friends or she's working. I don't see her. And I'm all bummed out. I go in the room. I think I'm going to tell a story, but she's left me a little note. And the note, I opened it up, and it got me all choked up. And I thought back to that night. When I put her to bed that night with the tippy tap class, I went into her bedroom, and I said, here, Sammy, here's your favorite Mickey pillow. And she's like, I don't like that Mickey pillow. Don't you know what you're doing? So I'm like, okay. And I decide to be a parent. And I say, look, Sammy, do you realize how lucky you are? So many little girls don't get to go to tippy tap class. And she looks right up at me and goes, no, you're the lucky one. You went to tippy tap class with Sammy. And she was right. Yes.